in the heart of the endless Sahara Desert, where the earth burns under an unforgiving sun, and silence feels heavier than sound. A golden sunrise slowly rises over infinite waves of sand. This is not just a desert. This is a world where survival is a daily battle, and every breath is earned through struggle. For centuries, ancient caravans crossed these deadly lands, connecting civilizations through endless trade routes. They carried gold from kings, salt from deep mines, silk from distant empires, and spices worth more than life itself. But every journey came with a price. Many never returned. Among the travelers of one such caravan was a young girl named Zara. She was not powerful, not wealthy, and not respected by many. But she carried something rare, an unshakable understanding of the desert. While others feared the night, Zara embraced it. She spent hours studying the stars, believing that every star had a meaning, every pattern had a path, and every silence had a message from the desert itself. In a small village hidden between dunes in Morocco, life was harsh and uncertain. Sandstorms could erase homes overnight, and travelers often disappeared into the horizon, never to be seen again. People around her laughed at her dreams. A girl leading a desert caravan? They called it impossible, foolish, even dangerous. But Zara never allowed doubt to enter her heart. Instead, she studied harder, listened deeper, and learned more. Her father, once a respected desert guide, noticed her rare connection with the land. Before illness weakened him, he passed down everything he knew: how winds speak before storms, how dunes shift like living creatures, and how stars guide those who are lost. One day, a massive royal caravan was assembled for a journey to Marrakesh. Hundreds of camels stood ready, loaded with goods, treasures, and hopes of survival across one of the harshest terrains on Earth. When Zara stepped forward as a guide, silence fell across the camp. Men whispered, merchants doubted, and even experienced travelers questioned her presence. But the caravan leader saw something different in her eyes: calmness in chaos. And so the journey began. The caravan moved slowly across golden dunes, stretching beyond the horizon like a living river of life, moving through a deadly ocean of sand. At night, Zara studied the sky with deep focus. Every constellation mattered. Every shift in the wind meant something. She wasn't just traveling. She was reading the desert like a living map. But not everyone trusted her. Behind her back, merchants whispered doubts. "She is too young," they said. "The desert will swallow us because of her." After days of exhausting travel, the caravan reached an oasis. Palm trees swayed gently, and water reflected the sky like a miracle in the middle of death. For a moment, everyone believed they had survived the worst. But Zara didn't relax. She noticed something strange. The wind had shifted direction. The air felt heavy, and even the animals were uneasy. El desierto estaba advirtiéndoles. Without warning, the horizon turned dark. A massive sandstorm rose like a living wall of destruction. moving faster than anything they had ever seen. Chaos erupted instantly. Camels screamed, men shouted orders, and panic spread like fire through dry wood. The desert had turned against them. But Zara did not panic. Standing tall against the roaring wind, she shouted commands with absolute clarity. "Circle the camels! Stay close! Cover your faces!" Slowly, the caravan obeyed her. They formed a tight, protective circle, using the camels as shields against the storm's fury. In that moment, she was not just a guide. She was their only hope. For 2 endless days, the storm never stopped. Sand filled the air like darkness made visible. Time lost meaning. Hunger and fear grew stronger than the wind. On the 3rd morning, silence finally returned. The storm had passed, but everything around them had changed. El desierto parecía un mundo completamente diferente. Zara climbed a tall dune alone. The wind was gone, but the challenge remained. She scanned the horizon, searching for any sign of direction in the reshaped desert. Then she saw it. Far in the distance, faint but real, the ancient gates of Marrakesh glowing under the morning sun. Hope returned to the broken travelers. When they finally reached the city, people rushed out in shock. Survivors from the storm had returned. Tears, relief, and celebration filled the streets. Those who once doubted Zara now stood silent. The same men who laughed at her now looked at her with respect, even fear of her wisdom. But Zara's journey was not over. The desert always demands more from those who survive it. A new mission was already waiting beyond the horizon. A royal treasure caravan was being prepared. Gold, silk, and ancient manuscripts were to be transported across the Sahara. And once again, Zara was chosen. El tesoro real de caravanas estaba preparándose. Oro, seda y manuscritos antiguos eran transportados a través del Sahara. Y otra vez, Zara fue elegida. One night, while the caravan rested under the stars, Zara noticed something unusual. Faint torchlights flickered in the distance. Someone was following them. Suddenly, bandits attacked from the darkness. The peaceful desert turned into chaos, filled with dust, screams, and clashing steel. Zara reacted instantly. Instead of running, she guided the caravan into a narrow canyon. The desert itself became their shield, turning enemy advantage into weakness. At sunset, after all battles and storms had passed, Zara stood alone on a high dune. Behind her was survival. Ahead of her was eternity. She was no longer just a guide. She had become a legend. The queen of the Desert Caravan.